They need a new guitarist.
They do.
And they need a new drummer.
Yeah.
So for the guitar, this is when that young Frusciante child comes back.
Yep.
This is the thing that's crazy. So when John Frusciante first heard the Chili Peppers, he became like a super fan.
Yeah.
Like he learned like every single song on their first 3 albums, and he was like 14 when he first heard them.
Right.
Like, mad young.
Yeah.
So now a couple years later, their guitarist dies. They're looking for new guitarists, and now he's only 18.
Yeah.
And he goes and auditions for them.
Yeah.
And he already knew all of their songs.
Yeah.
And was basically a guitar prodigy.
Yeah. Like, and he loved the band, and the band was at a certain level that he could handle.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, so he liked them for what he wanted out of his own career at the time. It's like,
Right.
they're well known, but they're not extremely well known where, you know, you're getting hounded constantly and you have corporate
They were kind of in that
answers.
sweet spot.
Yeah.
They had a very dedicated fan base, but they weren't, people weren't going to stop them on the street, blah, 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 blah. It was
Right.
very manageable.
Yeah.
And to John, remember, this is John's favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so obviously they hired him because he was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yo, I made it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the best band that I've ever heard. Like, I love these guys. I made it. But to Flea and Anthony, they hadn't made it yet.
Right.
Right? Because
Right.
they're still doing like clubs and stuff. They're not really doing like arenas or like big things. But we'll get into that. So now Frusciante enters the band. I don't remember if they got Frusciante or Chad Smith first.
Chad came in 88. So
I think they came in like the same time.
around the same
right?
time, yeah.
So then they had drumming auditions. This is I love this story. So
Tell
they
it.
they have open auditions for drummer. And like we said before, Flea's bass playing is fucking insane.
Yep.
It's just the fastest, funkiest shit you can possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
And, drummers are supposed to sync up with the bass player to form the rhythm section of the band, right?
Correct.
So all of these drummers were coming in to audition, and they just could not keep up with Flea. they were like just not even close, right?
Not close.
So literally the last person that they had to come in and audition was this dude Chad Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks in, and immediately they weren't super into him just because of his look,
Yeah.
right? Like the Chili Peppers were all very like punk, like
Yeah.
You're
You're
whatever.
too clean, Chad, okay? You're too clean looking. Do you even
yeah.
do drugs?
He wasn't as much of a freak as the rest of them.
Yeah.
Because he was into like that, like this is the 80s. We're talking about like the hair metal kind of era. So he comes in with that long, that flowy hair and like the denim jackets and all that stuff. Like just mad 80s, right? So they're like, oh, well, this guy doesn't really fit his style, but like, he's here. Like, let's let him try out.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets on the kit. And not only could he keep up with Flea was having a hard time keeping up with him.
That's right.
Apparently, he was literally looking at Flea like, fuck you, dude. Like, he's just... Which is so funny to me.
Yeah, that's great.
So he just absolutely destroys the audition. And they're all just like, oh, fuck, like, this is the guy. Like, this has got to be the guy. Because, we talked about Chad in our Greatest Drummers of All Time episode.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best drummers ever. He's fucking amazing.
That I've ever heard. And you know what I say is law. Like, all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, check it out. In the Library of Congress. So they're like, Chad is the guy.
Yeah.
So, but this is also so funny. So they're like, hey, man, we want to give you the job, but if you want to join the band, you got to cut your hair.
Yep.
And Chad was like, no. And they were like, okay.
Exactly.
Because he's so good. You're not going to not hire him for some stupid shit like that.
That's right.
And also, he's way bigger than the rest of them.
Yeah. 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 It's definitely a power move.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he knows that, though.
Yeah.
Because, again, so he's playing with Flea, and he's, like, just blowing everybody out of the water. And he's been around. He knows other drummers. I bet while he was doing this, he's like, most people would not be able to keep up with this guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he knows.
Yeah.
Like, he had the power in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are looking for a drummer. I just fucking murdered this audition.
Yep.
You're going to not take me because I'm not going to cut my hair? I don't think so. Right? So now we have the classic lineup of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes. We got the Johns, we got the Tones, we got the Fleas, we got the Chads.
That's right.
We got them all.
So they go back in the studio, and so Mother's Milk was their next album. Was Rick on this album, or was it he came in on the next one?
The next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get too ahead of ourselves. So they put out another album. John, I mean, no offense to Hillel. Hillel is, like you said, for all the reasons you said before, Hillel was great for the band. But, I mean, Frusciante is clearly a better guitarist.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guitarists that are just beautiful guitarists. And he's definitely, he knows how to, he's like the Celine Dion of guitars. He knows how to dig right into your soul.
Well, the thing about John, like his guitar playing, first of all, he's one of my favorite guitarists ever. I mean, so much of what I have ever played on guitar is because of him and like my style. But whatever, it's not about me, guys. But thanks, I appreciate you.
I didn't even know you played guitar, so thanks for telling.
Yeah,
us.
I borrowed these. These aren't mine. On the wall behind us in every single one of our podcasts. But no, John. The thing about John, like, not only could he play that like the super funky like dirty grooves, but he could also play such beautiful solos, and he could play such beautiful chords. Like, there's so much variety in John's guitar style. Yeah, and he's just such a dedicated artist and songwriter that he really brought their whole vibe to a different level. Like,
he did, and I think he even said like, "Oh, I thought that's just what you were supposed to do. Like, that's just what guitarists did. Like, you know." That's amazing. You know, that's like the best guitarist is like the humble one that is just saying like, oh, well, what? I was doing something great.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
John, he's just all about the music. That's it. That's all that matters to him. Yeah. Right. Which makes him perfect because it's so funny. The dynamic of the classic lineup of the band is so funny because Anthony, Flea, and John are on like a very like mystical, like spiritual shit. Like they all like meditate before the shows, blah, blah, blah. And Chad is just such classic drummer. He's like, I don't really fuck with any of that. I'm just here to like have a good time and drink some beer. You know what I mean? It's just so funny because that's such a drummer thing to do. But he pulls it off. Anyway, so they put another album. Does a lot better.
Yeah,
because
they're climbing.
They're climbing.
Cool. Yeah.
Because this is going to be a recurring theme. And again, no offense to anybody else in the band, but clearly when John is in the band, it's the best version of the band. Yeah. It's just no one who's going to deny it. I don't think they would deny that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the other lineups are coming down the line, so we'll laugh later.
Or now. Or we can laugh now. As long as you guys laugh with us, okay? I want to hear you laugh right now. Everyone laugh really hard. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So classic lineup of the band. Mother's Milk does really well. They're getting some play on like MTV. They cover Stevie Wonder's song.
That was so awesome.
Which is badass.
Oh my gosh, the bass line when it starts. Ooh, that's everything.
If you want to just, if you're listening or watching this, you probably already know about their Hot Chili Peppers. But if you want to know about Flea's bass style, just listen to Higher Ground. Yeah. From the very beginning, you'll be like, oh, it's like this?
Exactly. That was on one of my sisters, like, I don't know if it was junior high, one of the, like, the ending year, you know, where they do, like, the video for the kids that are leaving the school, that song was on it.
Nice. Hell yeah.